If you're married and getting closer to retirement, one of the things you might be working on is trying to understand how your Social Security benefits are going to work and how you're going to best coordinate those benefits between you and your spouse. And one of the areas, though, that I see people continue to get tripped up on here a little bit is the Social Security spousal benefits. And there's a lot of myths and misconceptions around this topic. Now, a Social Security spousal benefit is going to come into play when you have a married couple and one of the two of you has an amount that they would be eligible for at their full retirement age. Usually for most people, it's going to be age 67, and that benefit is over twice as much as what the lower wage earning spouse would get at their full retirement age. So if we take a quick example here and we say spouse number one would be eligible for $4,000 at their full retirement age, and spouse number two earned a little bit less, and they're only going to be eligible for $1,000 at their full retirement age. So in this example right here, you probably have heard people talk about that a spousal benefit is equivalent or makes it equivalent to 50% of what that higher wage earning spouse would get at their full retirement age. So in this case, the spousal benefit would be $1,000. But that's not always going to be the case. There's actually a set of rules that need to be made in order to get that $1,000. Number one is that in order to get that spousal benefit, the higher wage earning spouse actually needs to begin collecting their own benefit. So in other words, if your spouse hasn't turned on their benefit, you're not going to get that extra $1,000 for your spousal benefit. Number two is that the spousal benefit amount is going to be determined by when that lower wage earning spouse turns on their benefit. So in other words, if they're eligible for $1,000 at their full retirement age, but they turn that on early at age 62, there's going to be a 30% reduction to that. They're only going to get $700 for their own benefit. And if their spouse has already turned on their benefit, they're also going to be required to take that spousal benefit as well, which would also be reduced by that same 30%. So they would get, instead of getting $2,000 if they waited until full retirement age, they're only going to get $1,400 because both their own benefit as well as their spousal benefit are both going to be reduced by that 30%. And the last thing is it does not matter when the primary or the higher wage earning spouse begins collecting their benefit. So even if the higher wage earning spouse collected their benefit early at 62, or even if they delayed all the way to age 70 to really maximize that benefit, it makes no difference because the spousal benefit is going to be based off of the amount that the higher wage earning spouse would get at their full retirement age, and you're entitled to bring your own benefit up to that amount, but only if you wait until your full retirement age yourself. So anyway, I'm Bill Leatherman, Money Evolution. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and for more information about Social Security, you can head over to moneyevolution.com or click on the link below to go to a video where we take a deeper dive on this topic.